We're going to talk about how to learn jazz from lead sheets. And you can see this lead sheet of Summertime. All you have is the melody and the chord symbols. And so you, because you've learned your progressions, can harmonize it. So it might be... So that's maybe what you might do. And then we're going to say, well, why do you learn so well from lead sheets? Is because you actually have to learn the jazz chords, the jazz progressions, and how to arrange it yourself. So you learn to really speak the language, and it gets easier and easier to learn and recall the tunes. And how can that be? This is really only a few basic progressions, and once you know them, you essentially know how to harmonize any tune. But it's best to take one progression at a time. So we're going to start off with the 1-6-2-5 progression. And you can see over here, you're going to start with a list of tunes from your document. Here are just some tunes that are 1-6-2-5 tunes, either all the way or part of the way. And then we're going to look down at the bottom of the page and see the 1-6-2-5 progression. And you can see you've got your 7th chords going up the scale. And they're different qualities. You got major, minor, minor, major, dominant, minor, half diminished, major. But we're just going to isolate out of there the 1 chord, which is C, the 6th chord, A minor, the 2 chord, D minor, and the G7, we're going to add a 9th to it. Because if you're using 7ths, just the 7 chord will sound really pretty vanilla. So then we're going to have a standard voicing rather than jump around like here. You go to the closest position. On this, you're going to go to the closest position. C major 7. Drop your top note down. You got A minor, A, C, E, G. Drop your middle 2. You got D minor, D, F, A, C. Drop your bottom 1, and we're going to call it a G9. Oh, it looks like a B half diminished. Your G is going to come in later, but that's a standard way to voice that, which will give you a way to just start the tune. Then you also want to learn it so that the right-hand chords are playing the voicing and your left hand's playing the root. Right. Because you're going to start playing accompaniments with right-hand chords. And then we look up and we see, all right, so we've got it in C, now let's get it in G. Whoops, G's not sounding. Drop your top note, drop your middle 2, drop your bottom 1. So that's G major, E minor, A minor, D9 without the D. It in F also, F major 7, D minor 7, G minor 7, C9, etc. Right, then we're going to take it and find a tune that uses that. So here we have a picture of Try to Remember from the Fantastics. And if you look at the A section, you can see the letters G major, E minor, A minor, D7. And so there we're going to play. Drop your top note, drop your middle 2, drop your bottom 1. And you see that progression happens 4 times. So once you can play this, the A section is literally memorized. The melody is easy if you relate it to the chord. So here, that's the 3rd of the chord. Here's the 3rd of the A chord. Now here you kind of have to think first inversion G chord, first inversion A minor chord. Okay, then it does it all again. 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5. All right. So in just a few moments, you've memorized your A section to this particular tune. All right, now the B section is going to be in the circle of fifths. So we're going to look here at this circle of fifths, and the picture you see there where it goes to different keys, going to the left, by the way, it always goes to the left. All right, it means that any of these chords made into a dominant is going to resolve to the tonic 1 position to the left. So if I make a dominant out of C, it's going to resolve to F. If if I make a dominant out of F, it's going to resolve to B flat, and so on. You want to memorize those letters so you can literally go C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. I'm going to switch to F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, C. And you'll see it's round and round, it goes on, and where she goes, virtually everybody knows. So everybody knows the circle of fifths. So every time you see that progression, or parts of it, you know how to play it. You've already got some voicing. So now we're going to look and see the exercises on it. At the top of the page, that's the exercise for the chromatic circle, where you're going to get, and I really advise you to keep these two fingers tight together, because if you do that, you're playing the root, the third, and the seventh, then you automatically can just feel that half a step above there and a half step down, resolving to F. Then those two notes become the bottom notes, and your top note's going to be a whole step below the octave, and keep these tied together, resolves to B flat. They become the bottom, go to E flat. So and I want you to get it so you can say C7 goes to F, F7, B flat 7, E flat, boom, ba da ba, E flat 7, A flat 7, D flat 7, G flat, F sharp 7, B, F, B7, E 7, A 7, D 7, G, and you're back to C. Okay, so you need to be able to do that. But now we're going to look at the diatonic circle, which means that in a key, rather than changing keys, we're going to stay in a key. So if we were in C, it would be C goes to F, goes to B, goes to E, goes to A, goes to D, etc., goes to G, goes to C. So instead of moving around like down a fifth to F, up a fourth is the same as down a fifth to B. So you want to get so you can go 1, doing. Then the seventh chords, you can see them the same way. C goes to F, goes to B, goes to E. All right, but whenever you see that in a piece, you can always do this wonderful, easy voicing where you go, then you just drop the top two, and then you drop the bottom two, and then the top two, and the bottom two, top two, bottom two. So if I did that in G, it would be so on. So you want to learn that progression in multiple keys, of course. Right, now we're going to look at the B section of Try to Remember, and the B section is a diatonic circle right within the key of G. You'll see it starts on a B minor, which would be the 3 chord. So we're going 3 chord to 6 chord. Now when you do it this way, what was it? In this position, of course, the root's on the bottom. In this position, the root's under that finger. So here's our progression: B minor 7, E minor, A minor, D7, G major. Now here the composer cheats and gives us an F natural instead of the usual F sharp. And then here it's over. Now you just cut to the dominant. So once you know it starts on B minor, and this also starts on the third of the chord. F major, then it goes back to 1, 6, 2, 5 twice into the end. Section is memorized pretty instantaneously, and now you've got the whole piece, and you can play this whole piece using the 2 progressions you just mastered, and you are playing from a lead sheet. This can be slow or fast. Circle of fifths. So you've now played one piece using 2 progressions. You've played from a lead sheet, speaking the vocabulary. The next video is going to now talk about ways to doctor that, so it'll be more interesting.